Hey guys, I just thought I'd start the podcast off with a little intro from me. So recently we've had a host change, and obviously you're going to notice some inconsistencies with the pod for the next few weeks, just while I get used to setting up our audio and all of the kind of transitions and things for a new person. So there might be some inconsistencies and a little bit more of an echo than there has been in the past. This is just, it's just technical stuff. Obviously Lil, who you'll meet shortly, projects much better, and that kind of basically I have to redesign our entire noise gating system. So it's going to take, one or two pods to get used to it. But look, I'm rambling, aren't I? So let's just get into the pod. And it's super fun, super hilarious. Lil kills it, so I'm going to cut straight to it, and you guys can enjoy yourselves.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Let's get this show on the road.
Before you say anything, prepare to shut the fuck up.
Screw me. I ripped ass at the ATM.
McLovin! Nice!
Sit back, relax, and enjoy Irrelevant Platitudes with your hosts, Peter Benici and Lil Dazil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to episode number 4 of Irrelevant Platitudes. We're your hosts, Peter Benici and
Anna Lil Dazil, bringing you a relevant commentary on all things pop culture and relationships.
You're not Trish or Devon.
No.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thank you for having me.
It's very exciting.
It's
So, as everyone's noticed, there's been a few changes in hosts over the last few weeks. Took a hiatus last week because it was my birthday. And that's actually where we met. And
it was.
I was very drunk.
So was I, though. So.
But yes, it was a good. I wasn't even going to drink. It was going to be a very quiet, a very well put together birthday. I was just going to do nothing. Retarded. But anyway, so as we go, do you want to kind of introduce yourself to the pod? Obviously, I know you through a mutual friend, David Razzie.
Yes.
Who listens?
That human?
Hi, David. How are you?
Hello.
We actually have 2 viewers on the live stream. That popped out of nowhere.
Oh,
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Yeah. So obviously we met through a mutual friend. But very interesting thing about you is you are studying the psychologies.
I am studying the psychologies. I am currently completing my Masters of Clin Psych. I've now been studying for 5 years. This will be my 6th year. I also work in disability. I'm studying my PT course. I'm interested in sexology. So I'm a busy human and I like studying people and learning about people and the way that humans work. So this relationships element and all the things involved and mind within this is very much a cup of tea.
So what you're saying is you've got so much spare time
So much.
that you totally want to throw a podcast in or
That's
something
why
like
I'm
that.
here.
That's good. I appreciate your time. Yeah. So obviously, guys, she's also single, boys.
Yeah, I am.
Well,
oh yeah. Look, he's
Lead with that. We get, mate. You're on the video game.
mentally
scene,
ill though. Please don't.
they're all mentally ill
Oh,
too.
sweet. Hello. How you
It's a
going,
gamer
guys?
thing.
Oh, who can
We're all
compete?
broken.
Who's the worst broke?
We're all broke. Let's compare scars.
Oh,
But look, we'll cut the intros and we'll move straight into our week. So how's your week, man?
it's been really busy.
Yeah.
Finishing up my first placement clinic. I have been smashing out reports and doing
Just being a gigantic nerd the
big
entire
time.
week.
I am a huge nerd. And taking a little time for me, but hitting the gym, and I guess that's a little bit of myself.
Well, this week, fuck man, for the first time in a while, I've eaten out like 3 or 4 times. Not the ladies.
No
Well,
judgment,
no,
me
Amy.
too.
Yeah, right, no,
That's so
Amy.
good, and also
Amy gets
placement
looked
seats, important.
But yeah, so been smashing dinner out and just enjoying not being stuck in a fucking house.
It's so handy with
Yeah.
COVID lockdown being over again, especially the 5-day
Yeah.
lockdown.
Because we obviously, our international listeners, Melbourne, if you listen to the last pod, we were going into a 5-day lockdown. 5 days.
Yeah.
And
I anticipated it
we've-
to be a lot longer. Well, I was. at least.
everyone was.
Yeah.
But for my mental state these days, if they say it's 5 days, I just assume it's 5 days. It's like that ignorance thing we were talking about. No. 100%. I'm just like, I can't handle it if it's going to get.
Yeah, no, last
any
year
further.
was fucked with a capital
Yeah.
F. Yeah, big time.
So I just take it with what they say. And being in IT, as soon as they said the 2-week thing in the paperwork, I'm like, we do that all the time. We're like, yeah, this thing's gonna be down for at least 8 hours, and it takes half an hour.
Yeah.
Just in
It
case
was
something
good. It's
goes wrong.
contingency. You need to have those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to be prepared to make people mad and upset.
Yeah. All the toilet paper was
Alright.
out. I was mad and I was upset.
Did you? Wait, so were you one of the people that was like toilet paper starved?
Well, I thankfully wasn't.
When it came
my
up.
housemate actually got some for us, but
Oh,
my
not bad.
boss,
Not
though,
bad.
unfortunately, she's like, no, we can't even get nappies. It was fucked.
Really?
Literally, people were, but I think it's like a PTSD reaction, right? Like, surely it would have just sent people into holy shit. Like the last time they said a week lockdown, it ended up being 6 months. So
Yeah, but I guess the irony is, right, like if you start hoarding
yeah,
and people know you're hoarding
oh, people hate you.
and there's a shortage,
You're a fucking asshole.
they're going to break into your house and take all of your shit.
Or just toilet
Like-
paper your house. Punishment, right?
No, they don't have any toilet paper, so they
There's
can't
nothing
toilet
left.
paper you because
They
you've
just
got all
throw
the
shit.
toilet paper. So, yeah, no, I think it's very much a knee-jerk thing, but it's weird that it kind of, I don't know if toilet paper started here or in the US, because I remember seeing it being a massive problem here, and then a couple of weeks later, I remember seeing the US stockpiling and stuff, but I don't understand if you're stuck in a house why you would need toilet paper,
It's not
because
even
if
a
you
symptom,
shit,
though.
yeah, but if you shit and you have nothing there, your shower's right there, so
I
you're
like
at
it. That's
home.
practical.
Yeah, you're not going to go anywhere. What are you at home?
Well, what if you got one of those toilets and one of those bathrooms that's separated and you have lots of people in the house? Like,
Yeah.
I've done that nudie
Oh, 'cause
run
you live in a
for,
share
like,
house. That would
toilet
be-
to the-
yeah.
I can't do that.
This is a dimension I didn't have because I haven't shared house for a
Precisely.
long time.
Yeah.
But I'll
Can't
put
risk
some
that
music on.
run.
We don't have any music.
Not with poop pee butt that way.
Yeah. See, look. Full disclosure. There's been some runs from this toilet to that toilet when there's been no toilet
Gotta do the
paper.
run. But
Because the
you
in
won't.
between, the storage is between, obviously the toilet to our left for everyone listening on the audio.
Cannot see.
Yeah, and there's a door directly in front. But between there, that should be the toilet paper stash. But since I broke up with my ex, she maintained the stash in that area.
No.
So I've moved it around. It's
Yeah.
in like 4 different spots, and it just happened that was empty and it was bad.
We've got a
It's a good
little bit of
story.
a problem in our place where we just forget to apparently put toilet rolls and prepare. So I've done a few of the times where it's just like, guess it is a shower. Shower it is, no worries.
Oh, so yeah.
I've done it before. Yeah, you have to. Especially, I live with 3 guys and they're great at cleaning and doing everything.
Mm.
But apparently replacing the toilet roll is not one of those, and that's okay.
I think most people are shit at it. Pun intended. Wait, I got it. No, I'm off my game. Here we go. Thanks, guys.
That hurt my soul,
That's
especially
funny.
that delay.
It's so good. I know. I've got to get back on the soundboard game.
do.
But we've also updated the soundboard significantly, guys. I've got
It's pretty
3
impressive.
pages of noises.
I have heard some really exciting ones. So
Yeah,
excited to-
pepper your Angus because it's gonna be good. Fucking hate that one,
It's
but
terrible.
it's amazing. I love it. All right, so that was our week, obviously, and we're gonna smash straight into. This isn't almost famous, but I'm gonna use the almost famous grab. We'll be talking about Valentine's Day. Okay. So Valentine's Day happened as well.
Did.
Was that into the lockdown?
Yeah, no, a lot of people could not have weddings that planned it on Valentine's Day.
Well, that's what
For
you get for
5
having
days.
a wedding on
But
Valentine's
imagine
Day.
being in lockdown the first time and not being able to go do your wedding, and you planned it for Valentine's. You're like, yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
And then having it cancelled. Would you just cancel your marriage altogether? You'd just be like, no, that's a fucking sign. Universe, fool me like one, second one. Ooh, that's a sign. Like,
I said this to Ames. I said if all this shit kicked off
Yeah.
and we had to cancel weddings and stuff, because I had friends that like had to cancel multiple times, I was like, I'd just elope, like 100%.
honestly, yeah. Do what you got to do, right? If you care about the person more than anything, that's ultimately, and then have a celebration later when you can, right?
Yeah, I'm very much a like, we'll just do it when we can.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. Like one of my best friends, Adam, they got their wedding in the week
Oh,
before,
that is fucking lucky.
like fucking bee's dick.
Jesus.
Like they were gonna fucking, and they would have had to
That's
cancel
such
it.
a bizarre
And-
thing.
Because it's so small. Bee's dick, you know? See? I don't even need it, but I'm going to try this. I'm trying things, and it's not working.
No, it
but
is. You're doing so
Is it?
well.
Yeah,
Keep going with
Right.
it. We've just got to experiment a bit more. And
I know. There's so many new sounds. It was much easier when it was just Owen Wilson.
Wow.
See, he gets me. He understands. But yeah, so obviously everyone's Valentine's Day plans were turned on their fucking head. For the first time ever, I booked in super early and had all this cool shit for Amy. And then fucking, what is it? It's like a couple days out.
Yeah.
And because my birthday also fell after that.
Just, falling off
Yeah.
that.
So all the boys from
boys?
like Sydney, Canberra, they're all flying in. They all stay at my house.
People from it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's all the gaming. We all love each other, you know. It's so hot.
Yeah, we can suck each other off, honestly.
I'm so glad that worked out
It really
perfectly.
did. It was perfectly timed.
See, I'm
You're
on now. I'm on.
Congratulations. You're
Happening.
doing so well.
Yeah, so we had to, obviously everyone's flights got cancelled.
Yep.
And then plans got cancelled. So I basically had the weekend as a massive write-off. But then we had our follow-up this week. So Chin Chin got back to me, which is a lovely restaurant in Melbourne. Fusion restaurant. Shout out to Christian if you're listening, man. He was the manager of the bar downstairs. But
Yeah, actually, I heard it was good.
so
From my
good.
sources. On mutual
Um,
coffee share.
But yeah, you can say Razzie. Razzie listens to the pod all the time.
No, I mean, I don't know. Huh?
No, mine's not. So you can be private if you want. See, she's learning, guys.
I'm learning.
I'm-
I'm podcast learning.
Well, I had the stories about a chick that dribbled, wiped her vagina on my bed, and who else was
I feel
there?
like that's not the worst thing to do, though.
No,
Like, just
but
quick, easy wipe.
it was
Leave
so
the
fun.
smell behind.
But that was it. I don't know if you heard the story, but it was the smell. Like from here, I was gaming, and then everyone that heard the story before was going to want to die.
Sorry, you guys
But
gonna-
yeah, exactly. I'm catching her up, guys. And yeah, so I was here, and I could just you had that smell, but it didn't smell like vag straight away.
Creep on.
It was just like maybe like you need to shower nooch, like a type thing.
Ah, okay.
Right?
Yeah, like
And I'm like, oh, so I literally went and showered.
just like something.
Yeah, I was like, I'll be back.
So
So I went and showered.
Sorry in advance.
Or I thought maybe like the sex was just like stuck on me.
I mean, sex smell does linger. It's fucking
It does.
disgusting, especially if windows are down. You're like, ew, I'm in there.
Something so good can smell so bad. It's one of those dualities that I don't like in life. But yeah, so I'm gaming here, and I've showered, and I come back and I sit down, and everyone on Discord was like, well, dude, why are you so aggressive? I'm like, my fucking house stinks, man. Like, I don't know what it is. And they're like, I think it was Nathan or one of the guys was like, didn't you have that chick over? And I'm like, oh, fuck. No, but I still didn't Jerry because I went in and the sheets were all nice and like there was nothing. No, it was all good. And then it kept coming and I burnt candles like literally for like half a day. And it
People
just
do
it
when
hit
they
me.
poop, like real gross. You know, like, that's what my boss does. So that's really funny that you do that.
And like I had to swing around because it was on the front corner. And forever scarred. So yeah, no. I forget what our point was about dating and
Attracted to.
yeah. That's good. This will
Girl,
happen all the
match.
time.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
but
linking
we-
it back. Valentine's Day? Yeah.
Was it?
Wait.
No, we went full tangent. I think we're fucked because we're both gonna hit the tangents.
Yeah.
But
30-minute
it'll be good.
podcast turns into an hour. Watch them struggle.
Yeah. Watch two idiots struggle through a basic show outline.
We try.
We've got the most loose outline today.
I'm a absolute romantic,
Yeah.
romantic. So I love the idea of the day. I just think
Yeah.
go it always. But
Yeah,
why not add
definitely.
an extra day to celebrate it more, right?
Fucking oath, man. The rest of the year is just like nothing. And then like Christmas is bomb. I love Christmas. I'm a very festive human.
Me too.
Easter's
More culture,
good.
though, right?
Yeah. Well, it's true though.
Big family
Like
things, Easter's, all of it. Yeah.
yeah. And then why would you not want to celebrate?
Club.
Yeah. Like I guess it's shit if you're on your own, but back in the day, like there was heaps of like club nights and stuff,
Yeah.
especially if it was on like a
That would've been
Saturday.
So good. Yeah. With
Dude, it
lockdown,
was
I think
easy to
it's
pop
actually
off
made
in
it
some
hard.
vag, you know? Like
Well, I wouldn't know. Not from Melbourne,
Well.
but yes. 10 years younger than you, so well out of
oh,
that.
shit, is it really 10 years?
So I'm 24 this year.
Yeah, and I'm 33 this year.
9.
So you can call
Roughly,
it 10.
yeah.
Chalk it up. But you're Sydney, right?
Yes.
Or New
Sydney
South
based.
Wales.
Yep. Sydney.
Yeah, Sydney would pop off on Valentine's Day for sure.
I don't know. I don't really go. I've never been the type to go out until like literally
Yeah.
this year. Been like a sheltered human, so I'm like,
Okay.
study
It's
inside.
a
right?
very good and big adjustment. But
yeah, my
you're
housemates
doing
have
it
really
well.
exposed me to the world,
Yeah,
and it's
it's
terrifying.
good.
I don't like it. I
No,
do
you've
like
got
it
a
a lot
very-
too.
You've got a very good crew,
Thank
so I think
do.
you'll be fine. Okay, cool. So that is okay. We have a whole bunch of Valentine's Day stuff, weird stats. Because I remember reading. Discord's still on, isn't it? Isn't it Discord?
We can hear you,
You're
Discord.
still on.
We don't like you. Get the fuck in. Get the fuck
There's my
outta
desktop.
here.
Everyone watching on the pod on youtube.com/irrelevant platitudes. Thanks, guys. Please like,
support
subscribe,
our,
and comment on the videos.
Podcast. We're trying our hardest out here.
Okay, yeah. So the big thing for me was that I remember reading a long time ago that there was like a massive spike. I think it was the greatest concentration. I'm glad it's coming back to me right
good.
now.
Keep going with it.
The greatest concentration for breakups was always around Valentine's Day. People thought it would be like Christmas and all that shit, but it's like it's leading into Valentine's Day. Everyone detonates and gets the fuck out.
I mean, that makes sense.
But for me, I guess I never really thought. I thought that would be super fucked.
Yeah.
Do it on Valentine's Day because it is the day to have a partner. So you could like do something kind of sweet, let it settle for like a couple days, and then get the fuck out.
But then you can also realize on the day, okay, I need to get the fuck out now. Rip off the Band-Aid, right? Like, why would you prolong it? Why would you give them gifts and all this to only fuck them up and fuck them over anyway?
She knows.
I know.
She knows. It's actually one of the points on this list. So yeah, the article that we've got up's on men's health.
I love men's
I'm
health.
sure this is going to be fucking accurate. Valentine's Day asks you to reevaluate what's working in your relationship and what's not. I don't know for me if a holiday would spark that emotion for me.
I think that it depends where you're at in your relationship, right? Context is so important. So
I get super excited when there's anything where I can do stuff
show love
for people and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool. There's that love language stuff, and Amy keeps making me want to
Acts of
like
service?
read it so I can.
It's
I haven't
really
done
good.
it because I'm lazy.
Well, how do you like to be loved best? Because this will actually.
With the pussy.
Ideally, not.
I got to use it twice in one podcast.
Thank you so much already.
I love it. So
No,
good.
so how do you like to be loved the best?
Yeah, so affection's big for me. Like, it's huge.
As in like physical touch affection?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So physical
Yeah.
touch would probably be your love language. There's 5 different ones. There's acts of service, physical touch, gifts, words of affirmation, and I'm missing quality time.
What if all of them are amazing?
Yeah, that tends to be a
Can
thing.
that be a thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. A lot of people have multiple. Mine are words of affirmation. So if someone's,
Same.
because I like to write letters and poems, especially for people that I love or that I care
Yeah.
about. I used to do that my whole last relationship, and this person's like, no. He was an acts of service person. We tend to actually give our love language to other people without recognizing that other people have different love languages, and sometimes that can be
because it doesn't work and they don't get
exactly. He was an acts
So
of service.
funny.
He's like, stop writing me poems, and I was like, stop doing things for me. I'm capable of doing it on my own. It was mismatched purely because we just weren't giving. We were giving our own love languages to them.
Yeah.
And other people have different
Nice.
ones. Important to recognize.
Shit.
So
Oh, well, that's okay then because I'm a mishmash. So that means I give all of the love language to the leaders.
I feel like cooking should be a love language because I would do that.
Well, I cook heaps, so
There you
that's
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love to cook.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got that you're reevaluating. Number 2. So this is all stuff that's centered around breakups around that. Valentine's Day can serve as a litmus test for how much you work and you're willing to put into a
Yeah,
relationship.
I feel like
so
that's true.
that's good and bad,
Yeah.
right? So with the, I never really understood that it was litmus.
Like as in Mary Litmus or?
Yeah, no, because I thought it was I thought it was like litmus, LIP.
Ah.
Yeah.
I see.
So I've just learned something here, guys.
Congratulations.
I don't have a learn grab. I don't think that'll do.
Congratulations.
Does that
1
feel
point.
like I learned something? But so the litmus test is that just a binary test? That's right. She's a keeper, boys.
Run.
Hey Ashy, what's going on, bro? Lil Hash is in the chat.
Hello.
Hi to Hashy. Is the sound and stuff working, Hash, or is there no audio whatsoever?
And see.
I wonder if there's audio.
Oh.
No, there'll be audio for us.
Yeah, but for them, hello?
But
Oh my god, have you seen that vine? Oh, got water. Very fun.
I think we're good. I think we'll be alright. Maybe. I'm gonna spike the audio. Yeah, we're good. Alright.
Yes.
So what do we do before Hashy threw the spanner in the works by being around? Okay, so you're gonna tell me what a litmus test was? Because I kind of have an idea what it is.
No,
Should I Google
just
define
said
it?
Mary Litmus. I have
Yeah.
no.
Oh, okay. Alright, so we're defining it. This is
But I'm assuming it's like a gauge, right?
yeah.
Basically, how hard you're willing to work to show something.
I think it's a type of test. I know for sure.
A test for acidity or a decisively indicative test. Yeah, so saying put your love to the test.
So it's like a really wanky way of saying that it like definitely tells you.
Literally,
if
put
you're-
your love to the test.
Yeah, cool. All right, guys, that was a
Especially
shit point.
if
Thank
you just
mental
buy
health.
roses for your partner. Statement.
Mm.
It's not enough. Flowers
True.
are nice. Roses
True.
are nice. Also, flowers die. I just wanted to make a statement. Side note. On they do die. There's no point in buying them.
Flowers die.
Yes.
But I guess I kind of get flowers intermittently, but I will definitely get flowers on Valentine's Day. The actually thing I struggled with was because I don't like getting roses. Is it bad to not get roses on Valentine's Day?
No.
Would you be offended?
No, I've firstly never gotten flowers. Generally speaking.
Yep.
One person asked my name. Flowers I like. Anyway, side note.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
it was really weird. I was like 16 though, so I mean, technically it's okay.
Fuck.
But
That's crazy, man.
if I were to get flowers and it wasn't roses, it's not going to be disappointing because yes, it's the standard flower of love, but people have different flower tastes, and also you can show your love in literally different ways. You could make photo albums of people you love. You can write them poems. You can spend the day with them. You can have picnics. Like there's so many ways of showing your love and the care that you have for a person. So why should you dictate that by having flowers? Also, flowers are a measly gift, basic and easy. But if the person's love language includes liking flowers,
But don't you think giving them I guess it's more that it's symbolic, right? Because it's not the actual flower.
it's
Like
the
don't
act
literally
of.
look at it as that.
yeah,
I guess on Valentine's Day it's laboured, right? But if you were to come in randomly, this is why I thank my dad so much because he would always get flowers for my mum randomly, right?
yeah.
See, it's
I feel
bomb.
like that's good because it's
Yeah,
consistent as well over time. It's not I'm just throwing money at someone because
Yeah.
this is a day where I know there's an expectation. I think
Yeah.
that's the only thing that I don't like about Valentine. There's that expectation of I need to show off my love. I think that's
Yeah.
where that questioning comes in.
Ah.
If you love someone, the
Yeah.
day shouldn't make a difference. You'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll
Correct.
spend time with you. But
it's a good reminder though for people that forget to.
I mean,
to
I
pick
had
up your game.
yeah, remind my boss's husband the other day when Valentine's.
Oh shit.
But,
Not good.
I mean, it's not like enough dates in the lifetime to remember, but
And the obvious one, I guess, it makes you question your relationship. That's without saying.
yeah.
If that's coming up, you're gonna think, oh fucking.
In a breakup isn't always a bad thing. Yeah, no.
Or look, I feel like that is coming from someone who's more dead inside than us.
Or someone who hasn't actually.
Yeah,
It
like
sounds like a single person wrote this.
this
Guess you haven't gone through heartbreak.
Becky. Is it Becky or Karen? Have they written this?
I don't know.
I feel like there was a meme online, and they were like, I think it's either Daniel or Michael is like the male Karen.
Oh.
I
I feel like
can't
it'd be
re-
Daniel because Michael is the equivalent of toothpaste. I saw a video on it the other day.
What do you mean? Tell me. I'm intrigued.
All Michael's like a Colgate toothpaste bottle.
Person?
Tube.
What the tube?
Yes. Name
What
one
do you
Michael.
mean? The fuck
I
do you
feel like I need
mean?
to show you the video for context. I'll show you later. But
Yeah, no, fuck that. Is it a quick one? Can we get it on
it's
the pod?
TikTok, so I don't know.
Is this extra content, guys?
I don't know.
Let's
Just
see what
write
happens.
TikTok Michael toothpaste.
Yeah, it's not coming up. It's not giving the.
Well, it's a TikTok. I wouldn't say it's.
Yeah, it all gets moved
massively.
over. That's not it, is it?
Boy's name Michael. Yeah.
This one?
What the fuck? Yeah, 2 days ago. Of course it did.
Nice.
Okay, some people might disagree with me on this, but honestly, I don't care because it's the truth. Boys named Michael and Colgate toothpaste tubes have the exact same energy. They honestly kind of like
That
look
guy's
the
so
same.
straight.
Like, tell me that doesn't look like every person named Michael you've ever met in your entire
Facts.
life.
Okay, I actually would like that.
Precisely.
That's a fucking pretty good talk. Well played. Not bad. I won't play it because it's laboured. And a breakup isn't always a bad thing. I guess if you're in a toxic relationship, Valentine's Day isn't going to make you leave though. So men's health, you know what you're talking about. Okay, so that's going to feed us in all of that joyfulness about the negatives of Valentine's Day.
There were some positives. Was there?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's
You're showing love to someone that you love, or even your friends. It's a time of connection, regardless, or acknowledgement of disconnection.
inversely, could it make you grow closer to someone that you shouldn't date because you don't want to be alone on Valentine's Day? What about that? Right?
I do be fucking the wrong people, so probably.
See? There's especially like I used to remember on the this sounds so evil, but like once it got later on Valentine's Day, like there would be women that normally wouldn't be hanging around that late that were slightly more
I was
attractive
really
that were
tempted to go on Tinder. In fact, I'm pretty sure I downloaded Hinge that night.
See?
Like, could
That
I
was your
get
first
laid in
mistake.
like 2 hours?
Hinge is fucking terrible. How did you go on Hinge?
Yeah, I prefer it to Tinder.
Really?
Yeah, a lot better. People are more genuine. Not that I'm looking for a genuine connection of any
on-
sorts, but you know.
On Hinge, I was told that I was not serious enough,
Playfulness is not-
and that I look like
Sorry, just
Fuck you, man. All right? Fine. Even the crowd likes it. Yeah, so for me, it was Tinder and Bumble. But I
Bumble's
found...
good because chicks don't ever respond on Tinder. Ever. So it's good that
No,
they
they
have to
always
make the
respond on
move.
Tinder. Tinder was my main... That was my
But chicks
meat
would
and potatoes.
respond. See, I find it different. At least most men that I speak to, and like I'm pansexual, so I match with women too. Conversations suck. There is nothing. You have to put in all the effort and you'll get half-assed response back.
Welcome to every conversation you guys ever had.
I struggle as a
But see, now you know how we feel, man. It's like you do a lot of the heavy lifting. But that's, I think, you know what? Initially, I've noticed the balance. That's so hot. I don't have a grab for it. I need a burp grab for your burp.
Oh, it's so bad.
Does that work? That doesn't work. That the balance shifts. So the guy does a lot of the heavy lifting at the start of a relationship.
Yeah.
And then the girls, unfortunately, tend to do the majority of the heavy lifting once it transitions into a zone of comfort.
Yeah, well, I agree with that because obviously it's about the chase, right? So
Well-
if you're biologically and evolutionary speaking, men do tend to chase initially.
Yep.
They want almost equivalent of hunter prey style. I'm going to target what I want, and then when I get it, I become complacent, or I become comfortable. And I mean, that's how most relationships go. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the man to do that. Women can do it too.
Yeah. I think it's
That's where-
mutual.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. Because why do you think gaining weight for both couples is such a common thing in relationships?
Yeah.
Literally, it's comfortability. You become complacent in your habits because you've got routine, monotony.
Fun fact, Peter Benici always loses his weight midway through a relationship.
Interesting.
Yes.
I only lost all my weight because my partner had an eating disorder. And that's not funny.
I gotta
Eating disorders
find me
are
one of
not
those.
funny, but I became very conscious of
Amy's
it.
a machine. She just eats and
is
eats
good.
and
Food
eats
is
and eats. Yeah, but for someone with me, with the pregnant lady hips, you know, it's not so good, man. We got no...
Love a little food baby bloke.
But I don't even know. The loser horn. I've got a loser horn. I should have used that.
You need it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. See? Okay. So we've the vibe is amazing. So I reckon going forward we will have like probably a super loose structure.
Yeah.
Because that way we're not stuck to be jumping through shit.
I think so too, yeah. I think, small grounding points and like off is good.
Yeah. And through the beauty of editing, I can cut that out, and that never happened.
Nothing ever happens.
Oh, this is so. I'm gonna have to fix this because to get back to this, it took too long. It took too long. Do it before I laugh. All right, so we are going into. We went into Almost Famous, the Valentine's Day stuff. We are now going into Family and Friends, the dating segment. This is what the podcast is for.
I like you. But you're crazy. How you doing?
All right, so I briefly told you about Nappy Girl, and that's obviously how I'm going to segue into the story today, guys. This was at the very end of the pandemic, I'm pretty sure. I may have started talking to this girl kind of on and off, and she was pretty cute, I'm not going to lie. And we kind of started talking. She was super withdrawn, and like you said, I was doing all the heavy lifting, and like I thought I was dropping bombs, but as I soon found out, it seems like she was speaking to a fucking lot of human beings, which I feel like it's probably like that for most girls. Yeah, it did change the landscape completely. I think that was, you know what, honestly, probably pretty unique. And I don't think you'll have that concentration of normal people and crazy people in the same dating space. I think probably ever.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah. Anyway, so we start talking and stuff, and her photos are like super kind of not childish, but that's where it's going. They were kind of like anime-y,
Yeah.
right? And she had like the plethora of like affixes and prefixes down the bottom. So I did a quick scan, and because I didn't want to fucking step on some shit, but that's where I learned is it the demi one where you're attracted to intelligence and stuff? There was that one, and then there was. There you go. These are all things that I'm learning. There was like a B. You told me it was the BM and the baby one. That one. DDLG. For everyone playing at home, what does that stand for?
Daddy Don Little Girl, and also can be speech regression.
Okay, so I think because I'll do a thing where I read something and I'll just skim it.
Oh, ABDL
So I think
as well. That's probably what you're thinking of. In this
Maybe.
context.
But I think there was the first half of that acronym, and then I probably didn't read the rest of it, so it's probably on me. Yeah. And so we're just talking and stuff, and like I'm trying to push it into like catching up and stuff, and she seemed pretty keen. But there was never that leap, and I think she was waiting for me to maybe flag the I know that you like this thing.
Yeah. That is
Anyway, so it kind of never went anywhere. And I'm at my place of work, and I won't use his name because he's a lovely man. He might not want to be on the pod, but we were chatting, and it turns out we were talking about like how kind of there's this really unique trend of girls in a specific area and the way they look. And it turned out that it was the fucking same chick. So we were talking to the same girl, and he's like, "So how'd you go with that, man?" Like, I'm like, "What do you mean, dude?" And he's like, "Oh, you know all the stuff she's into." I'm like, "What stuff? Like the dominant stuff?" He's like, "No, dude, it's not the dominant stuff."
There's more.
Yeah. So I like you said, I deep dived into it. Turned out she was a model for like the wear, so like the diapers, the dummies, like all of that shit.
Have you ever had a dummy in your mouth?
I mean, when I was a baby. But
Or so is it.
But do you reckon it'd be alright while you're getting railed? I don't think.
Yeah, I've done it before. Give it a go.
Is it a thing? Like, is it?
It's a thing.
Because like it
It's
takes
about
me to the
feeling
Seinfeld
small.
episode.
It's literally about feeling safe and under.
I don't think that would work for a dude, unless you were getting pegged. We spoke about
had-
pegging, didn't we?
that
I
was our
was
first
very drunk.
conversation. We did have
Oh
our
my
talk about
god! I
pegging.
remember as soon as I said that, I'm like,
just
we've
give it a go.
spoken about this before.
We've been here. We're doing circles now.
Yeah. So obviously she was into all that, and I've just fucking screeched. But you know what? Honestly, it was at a point in my single life where I was like, fuck it, I would like to give it a go. I
Awesome.
load
Okay,
Tinder up,
no,
and she'd
podcast,
unmatched.
that's great.
No, it was fucking
She
depressing.
unmatched?
She
Oh,
unmatched with me because I think I'd left it too long. Much like what's happening right now. She unmatched with me, man.
Could she do that?
And yeah, I didn't have a chance to take a swing. But my work friend, I almost dropped the name, thank God I didn't. Gave it a red hot swing, and apparently there's a thing where there's another person involved. So we're not sure if it's like a cuck
Caregiver?
situation,
Ah.
but it could be a caregiver.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah,
They
so
just watch while you.
so he said the other person would be involved, and we both kind of at that point I think hit our ceiling, and kind of he got the fuck out. I'd already been benched,
I
but
wanted to know more.
I know, and that's why I was glad. I was like, you got to bring
No,
the
any
heat.
Other humans. We need more information. You said she was matching with a few people, right?
Well, she's a model on one of the actual
Surely
things.
you could find and source another person.
I could bring that. We
need
should
more
get the
information. We'll bring them on.
the Instagram.
Guest speaker.
I'll bring Nick from Maths and then her the week after.
Yeah,
All right.
great.
Yeah. So all right, your dating story. I'm ready for this one. I was very excited.
Wow.
No, mine was pretty average, so you'd be fine.
No, mine's less exciting, but I think I might go with. No, I'll
you
still go
gonna
with
change
this
it
guy.
up?
No, I'll still go with this guy.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'll go with this guy. So
All right.
after, because I've recently come out of a 3-year relationship, in between there was a little bit of a segment where we had like a 2-3 month period where we weren't together, but we weren't necessarily apart, but we were not exclusive at that point.
Yep.
And hadn't been speaking for like 2 months, and we were like, we just need space. I was like, cool. I don't cope well, so I fuck as a coping mechanism.
Yep.
And I matched this guy on Tinder. Very cool. We got tacos. Very nice. They were really delicious tacos because I love Taco Tuesday, and where I used to live.
Did you make them or did you go out
No,
for tacos?
we went out. There was like, it was the best place ever. Amigos, Wollongong, shout out. Very cool. I'd go there every
I've
Tuesday.
never been to Amigos.
You need to. Seriously.
Yeah,
Every
it's good.
Tuesday I would go. I gained so much weight from eating there. I would get 4 tacos every time. Eat 3 soft corn, pork, and then 1 soft corn beef, and then get a side of guac, and then the chips.
I want the soft corn thing on YouTube.
Corn's good.
That's
It's
awesome.
You really gotta have it.
I was supposed to say you porn. I said YouTube. For fuck's sake.
Soft corn, soft corn.
I'm sleeping.
Delicious.
I'm sleeping.
We're trying.
New dynamic. Is throwing me.
And yeah, so I matched this guy. He seemed pretty funny. Had the same name as my first ex as well. So I was like, oh, that's a little bit funny.
Is that a plus for you? For me, it's weird.
It is weird, but it's easy.
I don't
to
replicate
remember
names.
If you're like trying to make them feel special. I'm not really the type of
I think that's a
person-
girl
I don't
thing.
like doing that though. I don't like calling people's names. I think it's weird.
I think it's nice.
I think it is nice
a good
too,
change.
but I also think it's put on. I don't think I've actively said someone's name and gone like, I'm doing this intentionally.
But it's like it's a learned
It's more
behavior.
like
Do it. Get in it.
You're doing well. I'm gonna praise you. by giving you this, and then you're going to continue doing what you do. It's literally positive
Yeah, it is.
reinforcement. You're
Yeah.
an equivalent dog. as
100%.
Pavlov, right?
Mate,
That's how we learn
You
what
could
we
say
like.
sex is the same thing for that too.
That's exactly what it
So-
is. Why do you think a lot of people use the, oh, I've got a headache excuse if they don't want to, but then if you do something nice for me, okay, cool. Sex is a reward. It's like contingency. Not that it
I
should
don't
ever
think-
be that way.
Luckily,
but
luckily I've
people
never
do
been in
do
a
that.
relationship where that's the thing.
Um,
If you feel like you're in a relationship like that,
Please get
feel
out.
free to email into irrelevantplatitudes@gmail.com.
you really shouldn't be in a
And,
relationship
we'll flick
like
you some
that. That's
advice.
not good. Or at least
But
they
we
need to be
can-
revived, and those relationships can be revived sexually. So, fun fact, revive that shit. We'll talk
Are you an
about that later.
EMT for dead sexual relationships?
Well, I want to study I study sexology, and at the
Oh, you
moment,
said-
like my thesis
actually, yeah.
work is on attachment style and sexual satisfaction. So I
Okay.
am well versed on the topic. But yeah, so that happened. Matched this guy, same name as my first ex. He had some big boy muscle. I'm not really into muscles, but I was like, yeah, righto. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that just reminded me of another story. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah. On topic, madam.
On topic.
On topic.
I
Yeah.
want to change stories now. Damn.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
He's got big muscles. He's a big hunk.
And so,
Okay. Fuck you.
yeah.
Gotta stop
Well,
banging. The camera
vibing,
keeps
but
changing when I do that.
we're not vibing that much. I mean, he was classic geeky nerd, which I absolutely love. I love brainiacs who don't shut the fuck up about things that I probably would not enjoy in the same capacity, but I still love that kind of stuff.
Yep.
I was like,
You're, like,
cool.
passionately talking
Yeah,
about things.
anything that, passion is
Understandable.
A1. So I was like, cool. Do you want to go back to mine? Because I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't need niceties. I don't need dinners.
Yeah.
I want to get over my ex. Like, let's get on with it.
Yeah.
They came back to mine. We'd had a few drinks.
Mm.
Firstly, he can't kiss to save his life.
That's a killer, man.
So kissing for me, that's my tell. I'm like,
Yeah.
we're either going to hit it off or we're going to like...
I think that's anyone. Like,
yeah, but
if,
some people
if the
can't have
person
sex
can't.
without good kissing, and vice versa.
Wow, really? I didn't know that.
I've had a lot of conversations apparently with this, but I think that kisses are the marker of how sex will be. And I was disappointed.
fucking hope
I
so.
wanted to give him a chance. I was like,
Yeah.
I've slept with a lot of people. I can be sexually
Okay.
intimidating. Like,
Yeah.
take it down a notch.
We're gonna see where this goes.
Exactly. And that's
I
exactly
fucking led
where it
that
went.
so-
But it was so bad. Like, so we're kissing. So equivalent. Imagine someone who A, does not know how to take breaks for air, and just on your face like this the entire time. Doesn't take air.
So that was for everyone listening, slamming his face against it.
Yeah.
Was that so like a side kiss?
No, but on my face, like just equivalent on it,
Oh.
not like getting anything.
Oh my
like,
God.
I couldn't breathe. I was like, shit, am I going to suffocate? This is not like a pleasurable experience. I wanted to
Dude.
die of having sex, but this is not like what I anticipated it would be like.
So this is while you're having sex. You're having the
Not
weird
yet.
kissing.
This was. And I was like, I'm
How do
going to
you even-
give him the benefit of the doubt.
Wow.
Girls got to get laid.
You
Girls
needed
gotta get
sex
laid.
that bad.
Yeah, it do be like that.
Okay. All right.
Oh my god. And so when we decided to sleep with each other, I'm a very respectful human.
Mm.
I will always give people feedback in polite way. Which can probably be criticism.
Timing is a thing, though.
Yeah, timing
That's
is
what a lot of
thing,
things people
but the
miss. Like,
kissing also kind of killed it. So
well, that's fine. No, that's look. I feel like if you're getting mouth raped, because that was. See, this is another thing you missed. The dribbler. I also got mouth raped on my balcony. It was very fucking weird. She was also 5'11", so it was also slightly intimidating.
Kind of cool.
She's
I
the
like
tallest
that.
girl. Yeah, I'm not intimidated by height, but it was more one of those things. If you're so tall, this is gonna happen.
Cool. She could really just spit it. Anyway.
Yeah.
So it came to doing the do,
Mm.
and he licked my ear, and not in the nice way.
Yep.
And
Because you can do like a a cute ear bite.
oh, see, ear nibbles, nice, little bit of licking,
Yeah.
sucking, okay, cool. And
Yeah.
then in your ear, no. And
So he tongued your ear hole.
gave it a go.
That's fucking
I'm like,
weird.
mate, there's a lot of wax in there, so good luck.
Oh, that's actually off-putting too, eh?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
maybe that could. I can see that's the thing.
Yeah, nah. I mean, my ears probably need a proper clean, but I was like, mate, sorry in advance. I'm feeling guilty for him doing that. Like, you know.
Maybe that's his thing, man.
Well,
If he's
I
licking
can't
ear holes,
kink
I
shame,
guarantee
but
you.
just, mate,
Yeah.
please don't. Like, it's not a universal kink. Maybe ask before you penetrate an ear hole.
Yeah, I guess it's like sticking a finger in a
before
bum
you-
hole.
yeah,
yeah.
before you penetrate
the ear
any
hole.
hole.
The
Please
tongue in the
make
ear hole
consent.
as well.
Not up the nostril, not up the ear hole. Please don't.
Mm.
And he was like a fucking rabbit, and not a fun rabbit. Not that rabbits would be fun. Obviously, I haven't bestiality. I
Yeah,
just wanted to
rabbit
say-
style,
Thank
like a
you,
machine
yes.
gun.
like a jackhammer.
Yeah.
But it's like, I can't even describe it because it was so bad. And I'm not one person who will stop someone during sex. I'll let them finish and do what they
You
need
can transition
to
into a new position though. You don't have to.
do. Yeah, I did that because
sit there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I did. No, it was just so bad. I literally stopped halfway through and said, "Hey, I've got some really big assignments coming up, mate.
Oh, no
Like,
fucking
I'm
way.
really-
What was his face like when you said that?
Yeah, he.
What-
I don't think he
like-
actually realized.
Like what the
He
fuck?
was so nice and innocent. So I don't know if he actually knew, because he kept messaging me and messaging me and messaging me after.
You know what though? He could have been wanting to like make it right. Because sometimes
Can't redeem
guys get
yourself.
nervous.
No, but I've
See,
been
and
with
girls
guys
are
that get,
savage
no,
like this.
I've been with guys
This
that
is
get
one thing that I
nervous.
have with women.
If you get flaccid, whatever, I'm fine with that. That's normal.
Yeah.
That's nerves. That's okay.
But do you think maybe his jackhammer is his nervous tick?
I've slept
Like,
with
it's
people
just
who
like-
jackhammer that are better than that, and I've kissed people who don't shove their faces onto mine and make me feel like I'm being
Yeah.
suffocated with a pillow. If I wanted to do
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
I could
yeah.
shove my face into a pillow
Yeah.
on my own.
So what you're saying is when there's multiple violations,
There was so
But they don't
many.
get- they don't get a
he-
repeat
he got
offence.
a few X's on that, and I was like,
Yeah.
"You're such a nice human. Like,
yeah,
keep it that way."
yeah, you could have helped him.
I gave him
Could've leveled him
pointers.
up.
He wasn't
Yeah.
receptive.
Oh, what happened when you pointed out? So what did you point out first?
Kissing. I was like,
What did he
"We can go
say?
slow."
'Cause dudes. Well, I guess
Like, we
that's
can go nice and slow, like this, and demonstrated, and then it was
Yeah.
okay. I'm like,
yeah, the
you
emasculating
need
bit.
to breathe. Well, yeah, and that's
Yeah.
where my sexual intimidation comes in. A lot of
Mm.
people don't like that I'm direct, but I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck am I supposed to get off if?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But it's that inverse thing of like, then he can't get off because he feels like a
That
bitch.
sounds like a bit of a him problem.
He could say the same about you though, lady. Sit there and take that dick, okay?
I'm gonna have to sit with this for like the good 5 minutes.
3 times. Am I right? But see, if that was the reaction, you would have been fine though.
If it was good sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. This was bad
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah. No, I get you. The
Always
Sasha
ask for
Grey thing-
feedback. No matter how seriously, no matter how
no, of
shitty
course.
feedback is, it's so helpful.
I think it's important.
Because
I think
it's helped
feedback's
me
very
learn to be
important.
better, but also teaches me
Yeah.
about things that I like more, things that I have preferences for, things that I don't want to do. And same with the people that I've been and slept with.
Yeah.
Honestly, lovely human, but if you cannot take direction, you shouldn't be sleeping with someone.
Yeah.
If you
Well, because no one's a fucking mind
no,
reader.
and we're not perfect. Of course, sex is literally something that we're gonna mismatch
Definitely.
with some people. Sometimes it's not gonna,
Yeah.
like maybe he's gonna find someone who loves quick jackhammer sex and face
Yeah.
to face kissing like that.
I'm sure there's 4 of them at least.
I feel like those are some good odds. Like
What? Is it 4 in like 4 billion or some shit?
honestly, wow.
Yeah.
I think we were up to 6 billion.
Oh god. But then half of them are male and female. See,
some
maybe he's
children,
playing
so
on the wrong
maybe,
side.
4
Needs to
mil.
switch over.
4 mil, just 4
Because
mil.
I feel like a gay dude thing would be just getting railed like real hard, real quick. Maybe he was gay. Maybe he was trying.
No, then he would have had to have been a bottom. Can't fuck. He would have had to have.
Power bottom.
Maybe I could peg. Maybe we could circle back to that.
See?
It always
It's all
goes
about
back.
pegging in the end, guys. And I won't do the Sasha noise for that because it feels like it's not going to work. Okay, so you gave him the feedback,
Yes.
and he was not receptive at being
No.
told that he was shit at kissing. Did the feedback continue any further?
Yeah, I continued with sex. And then I literally
What did you say about the
I was
jackhammer?
like, oh, I really like this, but we could maybe slow it down a little bit. I really want to like slow this down and enjoy everything that's going on.
Yeah.
I really like it, but I'm like, great. I don't. That's right. Well, I mean, I do, but not like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. I'm just gonna do me and like hop on top. No worries.
Yeah.
Did not improve in the slightest, and that's
Yeah.
me maneuvering.
No, but there's a strong stat, and I heard this from Asa Akira, who's a porn star.
Oh, I love
Is
her.
that there's a small percent, not a small percent, not small percentage. Get your words, Peter. There's a large percentage of guys that can't fuck from the bottom for more than like 3 minutes
Makes sense.
because of the blood flow.
Yeah, that makes plenty of
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
I was like that until Amy. So it's dependent on the person
Yeah.
too. I don't think it's just like some dudes.
It
can't.
definitely needs, takes practice and learning and
Yeah.
the right bodies and all that kind of stuff.
And the us.
And us.
You gotta give the us.
Us.
Yeah.
Bro.
But so okay, so he didn't take. So did he stay after?
No,
all
I
of
literally
this?
sent him home. I was like, hey, I've got some assignments to do. You should probably go.
Yeah. So you've given the feedback.
Yeah. He's not taking
He hasn't
it.
been
I gave him a
receptive.
little bit longer. See if he was like really slow to delayed
Yeah.
with his instruction following.
Did he splooge?
No, I
didn't
never
even
ever
coom.
let that happen. I usually am like, I'll let him come and then go. Nah, I was like, that is how
You
you
were that
know
mad.
sex is bad.
You're like,
if
you're
I do
not
not
even
let a
cooming,
person
son.
come,
Holy
bad
shit.
sex.
Fuck, man.
I think I've only done it. Actually, I think he was the only person that I stopped halfway through and didn't let finish because I was just having the worst time.
Really?
It was just not sex. There's sometimes there's like good sex, there's like average sex where you're like,
Yeah.
so I'll deal with it. And then there's bad sex, and God bless him, he just didn't know how to fuck. And I think that maybe it was just like inexperience.
That's a big thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Things that
Because
can
you
be
said he was
hurtful.
nerdy and he was jacked. So there was probably like they're like, I'm a quiet guy that doesn't really talk to chicks thing.
Yeah.
And then
He did seem quite nervous.
you fix that by going to the gym.
Yeah.
And then you still don't have the experience. So there's the facade
Yeah.
that you can smash.
Becky,
But
let me smash.
I need that. I actually need that grab.
Should.
That's so good. But yeah, look, and that sucks. Hopefully but then you said he texted you afterwards. So he
Hang
probably
out.
liked you. Yeah.
I mean, after one meeting,
But so
Flattering.
was his personality decent?
Yeah, no, he was lovely. He was awesome. He was like into
But
rock
so you
climbing.
find after there's no sex vibe,
Yeah, I need sex.
you didn't even want to friend zone him.
I just didn't want it. Now, if I sleep with someone, usually,
Mm.
if the purpose is to sleep with someone,
Yes.
especially on a dating site,
Mhm.
the purpose is to also not interact with them again. Unless the sex
wow.
is really, really good,
Yeah.
in which case I will be a return customer.
Yeah.
But it has to be really good. And
I
I've
think I
only
got a
had
mixed
that
bag
with
of that.
4 people, including my ex,
Yeah.
who started out as fuck buddy.
Okay.
So for
Interesting.
me, it's very, very rare to pursue and to sleep with someone. Usually I need like an emotional connection or to feel like I vibe with them on a certain level.
Yeah.
And then I will repeat.
Actually, I think you're right. Maybe there was only a couple of repeat offenders from Tinder. I think maybe that's the kind of dynamic, really,
Yeah.
of it. Hence the rise in fucking STDs. But hey,
Maybe
That
that
was-
could be a topic.
what, STD transmission rate or STI? You can't say D anymore, can you?
You can't say
You
what.
got to put it in to get it first, am I right? Yeah. This is almost a bit too far from my hand. I think that's the problem. I'm doing the reach under.
Gotta reach out.
You can... Stop it. And we haven't even touched on the beers today.
Ah.
Now, my good man Sam. This will, I'll preface it first with our grab.
1, 2, 3. Snack time!
Meat and eat.
I'll have what she's having.
Okay, and then I'll definitely transition that back into full screen. Here we go. We're back. Yeah. So my another great guy at work, Sam, has recommended Kaiju Crush. I told him we weren't getting it because I already had it in the fridge, and I drank this a couple weeks ago. But he definitely recommended with our Valentine's Day theme that having Crush
Ah.
and a fruity flavor made it very apropos, I guess. Cheers.
Oh, so-
Even though we've already been drinking.
Oh my god, I totally have. Sorry, I have a habit of binge drinking. One drink after
No,
the other.
mate, that was one seltzer. You're fine.
Just,
It's like a standard
I have
drink.
to drive home, so that's the only reason I'm.
You do.
Yes, yes, yes.
So yeah, the Kaiju Crush. It's not bad. I've already covered this last week, but do you like? You've had it before.
Yeah, I have. Only once
It's a bit
before.
tropical. You know what? I've realized I can't drink it all night. I'm gonna have like a can.
I was gonna say it's nice as like a little bit of a aesthetically speaking, it's
Cute can.
gorgeous.
Can bitch, I'm a
but
can
drinks,
bitch.
yeah, maybe 1 or 2 beers, and then I'm back onto spirits.
Yeah, 100%. So does that mean with the next week, we should just go no beers? I had sours the week before with Devon. That was fun.
Okay, cool. I'm down
Sounds
for
nice.
honestly whatever. I'm happy to give a beer a go. I'm happy to give a spirit a go. I'm happy to give a seltzer a go. I'm happy to have any alcoholic beverage of any kind.
With seltzers, I feel like they kind of all fucking taste the same. It's just
They
differing
really do.
levels of tin.
And different
in
levels
the drink.
of caloric intake
Yes.
value.
Yeah, those are 80,
Yeah,
85.
exactly.
So good. So thin after this.
Love to be.
Yes. All right. So we're going into what are we doing? News. That's right.
You
This is
said
actually
nudes,
fucking
I'm
a
like,
decent
nudes?
nudes.
Love nudes.
Nudes. If there's a nudes outbreak, I'll definitely make a nudes segment.
I feel like
Did you ever hear about the Fappening?
happening?
Yeah. So okay.
No.
Side note, team. Probably every guy that plays games knows about the Fappening because it was the best thing to ever happen to the internet
Yeah.
ever. But you'll have a pretty good take on this. Actually, you'll probably be fucking horrendously offended. But it was like the Academy Awards, like maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And I can't remember the specific term. I should know this because it's part of my job. But you can set up an easy way to hack people's shit is you set up a fake Wi-Fi point at an event with the same name as their Wi-Fi. And you have it set up so that
They upload all this.
once they're connected to that access point, you start getting all their passwords and shit. So they did that at the Academy Awards and got all the celebrities' iTunes passwords and shit. Well, they didn't get they just tried the passwords that they had on their iTunes accounts and stuff. And there was a subsequent leak of dozens of nudes because obviously there's all these fucking Chad celebrities in the area and girls, like all the actresses and stuff. It was fucked. There was like almost hundreds upon hundreds of nudes that leaked from this event. One of the biggest ones, praise the Lord Jesus, was Scarlett Johansson.
I think I've heard of, heard about that.
And one of the biggest male offenders was, his name is Ryan Reynolds. There we go, it came to me. Apparently he had a fucking shitload, but it was obviously just like normal kind of things. Anyway, the guy, I think, went to prison, but now works for the FBI.
I mean, he must have been good, so right?
Think?
Like, surely.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was,
that's
honestly,
like a catch me if you can instance.
Yeah, but it's a common way of getting people's information. He was just the first person to do it at an awards show.
Good for him, honestly.
So-
well, not great on the whole.
But it was
like,
fucked.
thing,
It was
because
so
obviously celebrities
fucked,
are
man.
humans too, but
And it was basically all instantaneously uploaded to the internet.
yeah.
So severe violation of human rights, but you know, the nerds out there tip our hats. Thank you, sir. Every woman instantaneously like, you're all disgusting. I'm sure if there was penises there, you guys would have been all over it, right? No. So ironically enough, because it was his phone, it was just all women.
Oh, nudes of
yeah.
Damn.
So
Like,
you know what?
no,
Honestly, I've never actually thought to look to see if Ryan Reynolds' dick is on the internet.
I mean,
You
Orlando
assume if he's
Bloom
getting
and
nudes, he's
Justin
giving
Bieber
them.
had theirs out for a while. Those nudes.
Have they got really?
Yeah.
See, this is maybe it's just the thing because I'm a dude. I don't know.
Like, a post about it. I was like, this is really bad. Like, all these people are like saying how excited they are for it, but if it was a woman, you'd be like talking about how slut shaming is a thing and how this is bad and violating.
Yeah.
All nudes that are being
It's
leaked
fucked
to that
for
consent
everyone.
shit. Yeah, exactly.
It's fucked. And I do feel partially bad for saying that, but you know what? Was it
You can also
20
appreciate that you have had
22
access
year old
to
me?
those things.
22-year-old me was
Also acknowledge that.
fucking excited. All right, he loved it. He fucking loved it. But speaking of celebrities, let's go into the news.
No news is good news.
That's right. We've actually got some news this week, and we're going to jump into my PC view. So it turns out, long story short, Armie Hammer's a fucking cannibal.
I've heard.
You've heard, and we're going to go into. Hopefully, this is not a shit
From
video.
Armie Hammer's official account have gone viral on social media. Anonymous Instagram account House of Effie posted a series of graphic leaked messages that allegedly show Hammer sending disturbing messages about rape, cannibalism, and violence. I am 100% a cannibal.
So these are, for everyone listening, they're quoting. I'm guessing they're messages from him.
Yeah.
But they're posting them like they're tweets. A bit weird.
I
Continue.
want to eat you. I've never admitted that before. I need your blood. I crave it.
The vampire.
Dude, look at the image above it. Just see the
Unsurprisingly,
white
Hammer has
glasses.
called bullshit on the viral DMs, but
Ooh.
while the screenshots remain unverified, the stories have
And they're
kept rolling in.
unverified as well.
It's just because I haven't leaked it.
Ex-girlfriend
Oh,
So that's his
Katie
ex.
Lorenz shared a photo
Hello? Internet?
Excuse me. Computer says no.
That's actually... This never happens, I swear. It actually stopped.
Oh,
How's that happening?
what a
Oh, is this
disaster.
news.com.au owned by Channel 9? Thanks, boys.
We dislike.
And this is why Australian media needs to die in a fire.
Well, it's already been banned
There
from
you go.
Facebook, so.
It's coming back. All right, so that's done. Lucky, Nucci has a backup. Oh, what's this?
Actor Armie Hammer has been one of the most promising actors in Hollywood, but all of that is in doubt thanks to shocking allegations from his ex-girlfriend.
See how much more professional she is?
So sick, they
He's much
conjure
more
up
professional than the
images
Channel
of
9's
Hannibal
newsman.
Lecter character.
Yeah, she is.
Spoke with Amber Cogliano in this exclusive interview.
She's had no work done.
She's the beautiful model making disturbing allegations against her ex-boyfriend, the popular actor Armie Hammer. Paige Lorenz says she was.
All right, question. I'm going to stop. Do you think his name is actually Armie?
Army sounds feasible. Army
'Cause
Hammer.
I know an
an
Armorin.
Okay, maybe it's short.
He's Filipino.
Yeah.
But he's not Filipino. He's very Dashing, would you
Sounds
say?
Europeanish, and yeah, very
Handsome.
He's handsome.
Was emotionally and physically scarred by Hammer, who has starred in a string of hits,
A bit like Donald
including
Draper.
The Social Network,
Mm.
Call Me by Your Name, and The Lone Ranger.
Title Cannibal Bar.
He's very charming, obviously really handsome, funny, charismatic.
In September 2020, Paige says she became romantically involved with Hammer after he started following her on Instagram. Armie Hammer is 34, Paige is 22.
It was fun and adventurous, definitely nothing that I had experienced.
The star had recently filed for divorce from his
That's a
wife
nice
of
suit,
10
man.
years, Elizabeth Chambers.
It's velvet.
And his relationship with Paige appeared serious. The actor even
I feel like Hammer
invited
only
Paige to
smashes like
spend
15s.
Thanksgiving with his mom.
Thanksgiving
Number, not old.
felt like a really normal step and gave me like a little bit of hope towards a normal relationship.
You had fun with his family.
Yeah, and it's just a nice thing. And it
How's
makes
that
me
for a
feel, like,
weird intersection?
Because I come from a traditional family.
But Paige says their romance took a dark turn when Hammer suggested she watch the controversial 2002 film, The Secretary.
Not a movie.
Delicious.
In the film, Maggie Gyllenhaal
Is
is
it?
introduced into the world of sadomasochism role play
It's
by
Ultron.
the boss played by James Spader.
I don't understand.
There's nothing to understand.
Paige's social media followers began noticing bruising on her back and thighs.
Did he beat you up?
It was never like that. It was always biting.
That was just rough sex.
Like slapping.
But you see how there's this build up
As
now.
long
They're
as there
like,
was consent, though.
You know, sexual.
Exactly.
Maybe even, you know, there's like people who
It
are
wasn't like the traditional
vampires, like, or who
abuse or
identify as
anything like that.
vampires and they're like
Ultimately,
fetish
I just
stuff.
wanted to
yeah,
please
sure, she has
him, and in that
fucking
moment, I wouldn't
those
let
bruises.
him
Did you
do
see that?
anything, which I think is the scariest part of this.
She also says Hammer literally branded her with the initial of his first name.
He carved a letter into your skin?
Yeah, he did. He just carved an A into me.
It got even more bizarre,
You have more
Paige
contact?
says, when Hammer brought up cannibalism.
He would say, "Oh, I want to remove your ribs. We're going to find a doctor in LA.
That's what I was talking about before.
And I want to smoke them and eat them."
At first, Paige says she thought he was kidding, but then disturbing private messages were leaked, allegedly written by Hammer to several women on social media. "I am 100% a cannibal," he supposedly wrote, "and I want to eat you," said another.
He was getting weirder and weirder.
I
And
know.
it just ended.
Who says that though?
I wanna
Like,
eat you
I am
100%.
100% a cannibal. Like,
I mean, he could be 98% a cannibal. You don't
Listen,
know. You need
they
some
need-
specific.
they need to show the
They
context.
do. There's no context.
Like, you can't just clip that shit. There's obviously a build up. Like, they're talking about shit.
Yeah.
Right? And then, like, okay, so this, because we'll keep going and stuff or whatever. It's basically, she gets, like, super mad. He broke up with her. And it leads into the conversation, I guess. He never did actually eat anyone. He never has eaten anyone before. He tells girls he likes to eat them. It's like a thing that he has,
Yeah,
right?
You can have a fetish and an interest for it without actually doing it.
It's not illegal.
No.
He's not doing anything illegal.
If he does, then that's another story.
Yeah.
Also, the comment on there, the shot of her swing wasn't necessary. That makes me happy because I agree. She looks so somber on that swing.
But
Oh
do you think
my
maybe
God.
they were in pre-production and they're like,
Make yourself look sad, huh?
she's too hot. We need to get her on
Yeah,
a swing
model,
to make her look
give her a
sad.
flatty.
Do you have any big jackets?
We're on
No?
it. We got
Okay,
it.
Jim, give me a
Here you
jacket.
go. Yeah,
Not
Jimmy
even a
on the
jacket.
cans. Let's go.
Yeah, so I think it's a very weird area where it seems like they're just trying to attack this dude. Because he's handsome and a white male now currently. He's public enemy number one, right? He's just a weird dude that has probably had a lot of sex with a lot of women.
Probably
And
really
instead of
fucking
doing
bored.
the John Travolta thing and jerking off masseuses, he has decided to talk about eating people.
Yeah.
And
To each their own.
those bruises were full on, but like,
But I mean, everyone's
if they were having fun though, like,
situations.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I guess, what do you think? Do you think it's the? Because it does seem like it's, but again, it's framed like he's guilty of something, but he's not really guilty of
Well, I don't think
anything.
he's guilty of anything until he's actually done something. With the branding, you need more context. Was he doing it when she had given him consent to do that?
Yeah.
If everything there that's happened has been consensual and okay.
So you think if she's
I think
okay
it's
for the
fine.
ribs to come out and stuff and to eat them and smoke them, and
Then yeah, I would have no problem with it because she's allowing it. It's her
would
body,
those
her
ribs be
choice.
vegan? Amy, she's not in, I don't think. But because it's given freely, I think those ribs might be vegan.
Maybe
I'm
so.
not
But
even
there's
kidding.
Some people who are also about the vegan life of you need to be as sustainable as you can. So some people identify as vegan, but they'll kill an animal, but they'll kill it for their own hunting purposes.
Yeah.
They will use it entirely, bone and everything.
Yeah, that's
that in itself.
I think
is
that's cool.
quite a close definition of what it should be like. But at the same time, by postmodernized society, it's not at all close to it. But then again, veganism I think is a bit of a privileged position to be in because some countries don't have access to that kind of stuff.
Definitely, it's 100%. Back to the dude that likes to eat chicks. He didn't do anything.
He hasn't done anything. I mean,
So I don't understand why you'd ruin a dude's career.
That's where it'd probably be the issue that I would have, that I would raise. If he's making...
Do you think he made them feel uncomfortable, or do you think this chick thought this relationship was going somewhere, so she maybe pushed their boundaries a bit further than what she would?
I don't know.
Then it's ended?
I don't have enough context. I always need more context to be able to make those decisions.
Right. But I guess if she's coming forward...
Why is she coming forward?
There's an emotional reason, I feel
usually.
like, right?
That's how it tends.
But do you... I guess, you know what, we didn't even let her finish talking.
Hammer's attorney sent us this statement. These
There you go.
assertions about Mr. Hammer are patently untrue. Any interaction...
You know what does trip me out, though, is why aren't they showing the screenshots from the phones?
Exactly. Like, if there's so much proof...
Why?
Like,
And that was both articles,
Yeah.
not showing screenshots from the phones.
I agree.
They're just texts, yeah.
or any partner of his were completely consensual in that they were fully discussed, agreed upon, and...
Notice it's a disheveled Hammer now. He was handsome before,
He's
now
stressed.
he's disheveled. Fuck, he's still gorgeous though, isn't he? Prick.
and mutually.
That's my king shame.
Can affect you.
The scandalous allegations are now seriously
Hi.
threatening his career. He recently dropped out of
Love
the new
Jayla.
Jennifer Lopez action comedy movie Shotgun Wedding, citing personal reasons.
When was the last contact and what was it and what did you guys say?
I sent him a message just acknowledging that I knew what he had done to me.
So maybe this is the thing, is like she doesn't even really give her side of the story.
saying facts of external things.
I reckon they just milked it out of it, to be
Yeah.
honest. Does that not feel like there's something coming, like from her? Like she needed something she didn't get, and she's mad.
Sounds a bit like that. I don't know as far as like manipulation goes, but I do think that she's big fully.
Yeah, that's. Well, that dude's career's toast. Like Aziz Ansari, did you hear like when his shit got nuked? That was just like an awkward date where he pulled his dick out too early, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then that was all of it though, wasn't it? It was just like an awkward date. She was at his house and they were like hooking up, and he was like, "Okay, this is where I put my penis inside you," and it wasn't, and he stopped. But does that
Blurred
like is
lines
that
there.
where you get cancelled?
Yeah, usually.
No, but I'm saying like, is it? I know that's where it happens, but is that okay? Like,
Well, I don't know. It's about, you know, I think it's a grey area. You need to discuss things prior to engaging with them, but at the same time, like, consent is an ongoing
does that
process.
take the see, because it's easier with someone like you because you're a lot more forward, right? But with passive, I guess, and being a celebrity changes it too. Because a lot of those dudes, they will never admit it and they will never say it, but chicks would just be keen as a jelly bean. So I think if there's a lot of assertions that get made as a celebrity, having a woman in your house past a certain time, you know, and you're hooking up, I think it's just kind of like she's here because she wants to sleep, right?
Yeah.
And they do need to check and stuff. So he did and stopped,
Yeah.
right? But maybe he didn't ask.
Ongoing
So it's that
consent
thing
is
of
still
like,
that thing, though.
I feel like, do you think?
Consent is
do you
not
think,
from going to the house. It includes
Yeah.
going to the bedroom, kissing.
Yeah,
ongoing,
it's
you know what I
during.
mean?
Yeah, it's during 100%. But I guess what I'm saying is, do you think that the asking for consent thing is going to remove an element of spontaneity and romance to actually having sex with
No,
people?
because you can actually do it in a really fun way. Like,
Okay, go.
So I've
This is-
had this discussion with a few people actually.
Yeah.
There are sexy ways to ask for consent. So, for example, particularly if you're a dominant human, and let's say hypothetically in the situation you're choking your partner out, be like, "Tell me how much you want this." Cool. This person is able to verbalize and say what they want. I want you to show me how much you want this. I want you to beg to
Okay,
prove to me that this is something you want. You can use
But
that.
no, you've got
as
to. So
sexy.
how do we get into it first though? Is the question. Like, how do you start having
Are
sex?
you okay with this? Like kissing? What
Don't you think that sounds a bit fucked up?
I mean,
Doesn't that sound?
or even, do you like this? Do you want more? What can I give? Like things like that. Checking in a way that is less flimsy than, you know, are you okay with this? Like kissing their neck.
So do you want to know what
How
my
much do you
overcorrection
like
to this was during like the COVID dating?
Mm-hmm.
I would never initiate sex with any girls ever.
I feel like
that's
the
how much I
difference.
overcorrected. Yeah, because there's
a lot
it's
going on.
so finicky when it is like you're meeting a person for the first time, and it's so flippant that like to simply be like, low key, do you want to fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then because it could change, because you could have the idea she's coming over to sleep with me, and then obviously that can change because we're not fucking robots, right? Yeah. I think my worry would be that you're constantly confirming and reaffirming that it does come from a place of weakness, right? Which throws out a dynamic that might be that, yes, but I guess this is the thing too, is like probably I'd say 80% of interactions follow the basic dynamic of dominant male, submissive female, not in the bad way, but in the push-pull dynamic, right? And I mean, there's even like the dating schools and the books and stuff that basically teach the principle of like, it's your duty to push the interaction, and then she will set the boundaries for you, and it's you have to be on point to understand it. So it's like, it's more about reading the cues.
Yeah, the cues can be blurred, so I get that.
Yeah, so now it's just like you wait.
You need an eager yes.
And that's not for all girls, and then they're like, he's not interested, and there's this grey area.
Assertive.
So do you think we're in an area now where it's like, basically, to avoid that, there's going to be lots of interactions that just kind of fucked and flounder.
Communication.
Because the dudes aren't masculine enough anymore.
No, but I don't think that that's going to be an issue. I think with our society, like, we're actually pretty progressive, and we're working towards a lot of comfortability with that, because you know, for example,
on the record, it wasn't an issue. The girls did
big thing.
Yeah.
Pegging, big thing. All like TikTok trends right now are emphasizing how great it is for men to be comfortable in their femininity. Or,
but it's an echo chamber for gay culture too.
But it also isn't, because a lot of these men that are doing that are straight, are heterosexual, and identify as such. And I think as a result of that, it's allowing for more openness. And most of the time, when that shit's criticized, it's by men.
Oh, of course.
So
yeah, I guess
I think
because
that there's a lot of, you know.
Do you think that's? Well, I guess because we are under scrutiny now. So it's the I guess the counterbalance of, we have to kind of reaffirm where we're at, because no one knows, right? And look, there is nothing wrong with kind of making sure the person's comfortable and stuff. But for me, I guess, you know, one thing I've noticed, it works really well for nerdy guys, and they can just say, is it okay?
It does. I suppose,
for me,
like, if
to do this and do that and do this. Very instructional based humans are fucking loving this, right? And I guess it's more just like a personal gripe where I guess, and I was able to switch gears, and it was fine. Like, all of the girls kind of, because you can just still keep hooking up and stuff, and then you just let them escalate it. But I just don't know how it's going to end up, because I don't think it will stay like this.
No, they never will. I think we'll work towards language and structure that sort of follows a better guideline for consent.
We should just do the traffic light party stuff.
Sorry?
I mean, that was the traffic light party stuff.
Yeah, well, I feel like people
red,
still
green,
do that, though.
yellow, yeah. 100%.
Especially a lot of people in the BDSM kink world. I think that's the biggest thing about BDSM kink, because safe, sane, and consensual are their three like main policies. And that's why most people within BDSM communities tend to have safer practices, less likely to have, you know, rape cases and that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah, but that's because it is so extreme.
Exactly,
yeah.
that's important.
Yeah.
So if they can do
that's like
it,
special forces guys, like they die less because
you can literally make it so sexy to ask for consent. You could just pin someone against the wall. What do you want me to do to you next? Literally, you can.
But that's
ask
not.
that.
That's
still being dominant, because you're twisting it onto them to give you
No,
that,
I know,
and
but
then
that's, do you understand?
power.
Like, if you misjudge that, and then I go from, instead of just like hooking up with you and then like doing stuff, to like slamming this chick up against the wall and being like, you're like, I'm sorry, this is what I'm supposed to do now, and you just keep going.
Well, I feel like
I'm kidding.
I feel like we're slowly working towards like that language where it's actually acceptable, and you know, check-ins don't have to be so serious.
Yeah.
What do you want? Tell me what you want. Where do you want it?
Have you seen the Paul Rudd thing from Wonderlust in front of the mirror?
Beige.
I'ma put my dick in is the best. Can that be the tell?
Yeah,
the international
that's
tell
the
for
tell.
guys? You yell and then she can just say no, and you're like, okay.
Or you can get
All
me and my housemate do the, can I get an oh yeah?
Oh my god, I was supposed to get that grab because that's our thing. The hoya.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's hard to get the actual grab. No. Was it from Razzie? Because it came from me.
No, it wasn't from Razzie, because it came from Chris. And Chris and I did it together.
Yeah. All right, good. Oh, he did say he can do it really well. I think Chris can do it really well.
Really good at it.
Yeah. Can I get a fucking high? Yeah. Hashi can do it.
Bitch with it, though.
It's pretty
He
good.
won't do it in public. Yeah, we've done it. We've like, can we get an oh yeah? And he's like, and I'm like, Chris, can I get an oh yeah? He's like, oh yeah, like Tommy songs. I'm like, little bitch, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I think you should be entitled to be slapped if you can do it and you don't do it, and someone
That's
asks you to do it.
That's also a kink though, so we should be
Yeah, that's all right. Only one way to find out. But look, we absolutely crushed the pod tonight. I think I'm gonna have a field day editing.
Hate editing.
No, it's fine. There'll be heaps of bits and bobs. I try not to edit it too much. And we might even save Mortal Kombat for next week.
Sounds good.
Look, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Lil, this was great. Did you have fun?
I had lots of fun.
Did you like the pod?
Yes, I enjoyed it heaps. I apologize for all the burps that I.
Maybe there's burp kinking that.
I feel like
you've
there would be.
awakened.
There's people with fart fetishes.
Is there people with fart fetishes?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
People who
I
like
can't
to smell
believe
their
that.
own farts. I mean, like, surely there's a bunch of people who like to smell.
Is the next logical step the
it would be.
the
I love you so
Just
much.
like-
That's my love language. Fart in my mouth, please.
Well, people spit in each other's mouths, so
Yeah.
farting's a bit cleaner, really.
I
If you think
prefer
about it.
spit, but yeah.
Yes, I think it's less stinky.
Oh, I'm not saying them.
All right, I'm gonna hit us with the outro. Thank you, everyone, for listening. If you do want to touch base with us, obviously, like I said earlier, the email is irrelevantplatitudes@gmail.com. IRRPlatPod on Instagram. Obviously, we're on all the socials, so Facebook, Irrelevant Platitudes. Where else are we? Spotify. We're on Twitter. It's IrPlatPod again. Yep, YouTube is Irrelevant Platitudes. I need to. You know what I'll do? I will just edit a grab that I can just chuck in, and that's less sophisticated.
I haven't heard that word since.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
bring it
good.
back, yeah.
Like, because you can't use the R word anymore.
Yeah, well, you've used it about
Yeah.
4 times. on the
I
podcast.
use it all the time. That's I'll show you this Tom Segura thing because he covers all the words you can't use.
Oh no,
anymore.
I've seen the.
Yeah.
the
See the thing
skits,
about where you
it's
can't say
fantastic.
midgets anymore?
Yep.
He goes, you're under 5'11" with the hands or 4'11" with the hands. It's true. That's way better than saying midget.
It's a great way of. Yep. No, 100% like that.
Okay. All right, cool.
Anyway.
Thanks for listening, guys. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you don't need to know that we're on all podcast platforms. But if you want to transition, we are on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and I'll be putting us up on Audible this week as well.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, it's all the stuff, man. That's intro.
What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting. The car's cold. The periodical.
Get the fuck out of here! What fucking warming up? Get out of here!
All right.
You heard the man. Get out of here. Thanks for listening to Irrelevant Platitudes.